Mr. Rivera, Isabella whispered, sounding urgent. I've got something to tell you. Alex frowned, trying to figure out where she was from. You're one of the cleaning crew, right? Yes, sir. Isabella Morales. But that's not the point right now. Isabella glanced around, making sure no one was listening. Mr. Rivera, your fiancé and Diego are planning to kill you on your honeymoon. Hey everyone, welcome back. So, today's story is about. Here it is. The life of Miami's wealthiest hotel owner, Alex Rivera, turns topsy-turvy on his wedding day when he gets an unexpected warning. The one who warned him? And who did it? Someone he never expected, the hotel's cleaning lady, Isabella. She tells Alex that a terrible danger is coming from the people closest to him. But Alex doesn't believe her and pushes her out of his life. But fate had other ideas. 25 years of friendship are about to be put to the test. We're going to see what's really going on with each of them, and Alex is in for a shock of a lifetime. Meanwhile, Isabella's courage isn't just about saving a man's life, it's about saving her own future too. This story shows us that there are values money can't buy, that true loyalty is powerful, and that the people who save us can come from the most unexpected places. Wealth, betrayal, love, and justice all mixed together, and it's not long before the true characters are finally revealed. Dear viewers, before we get started, please comment and let us know where you're tuning in from. And don't forget to rate this story from 1 to 10 once it's over. Your comments mean a lot to me. Let's get started. The wedding corridor of the Rivera Ocean Resort was a flurry of activity as everyone rushed to get ready for Miami's biggest social event. The crystal chandeliers and marble floors were gorgeous, and the giant white orchids were everywhere. The air had a mix of expensive perfume, fresh flowers, and tension. Isabella Morales was moving her cleaning cart between all the shiny metal tools, her heart pounding like usual. She'd been working there for 2 years, and she still got nervous at big events. The cart's wheels slid softly across the marble, almost too quiet to hear over the noise around them. As she turned the corner, she saw Alex Rivera in his white tuxedo. The owner of the hotel chain, Miami's youngest billionaire, looked serious as he chatted with wedding planner Sarah. Alex's hands were shaking a bit, and the wedding program was wobbling. Was he nervous, or was there something else going on? Isabella froze. She'd only run into Alex a few times before, usually while cleaning late at night. He'd always been polite and respectful, not like those other rich guys. She had a feeling he was a good guy. And now, the scary truth she knew was about to put his life in danger. She felt nervous, but she knew what she had to do. Mr. Rivera, Isabella whispered as her cold fingers brushed his arm. He turned around, surprised. Her brown eyes showed urgency, and her lips were trembling. Yeah, you're from the cleaning crew? He asked again. Yes, sir. Isabella Morales. But that's not important right now. Mr. Rivera, your fiancé and Diego are planning to kill you on your honeymoon. Alex's face went pale. The wedding program slipped from his hands and onto the floor. Sarah shot him a strange look. What did you just say? His voice was hoarse, like he was all out of air. I overheard them, Isabella said, her voice shaking. Victoria and Diego are going to poison you with heart medication during the honeymoon. They'll make it look like a natural death. Alex's world tilted. His knees gave out, and he had to lean against the wall. This was crazy. Diego, his buddy of 25 years, practically a brother to him. He was about to marry Victoria. Hey, what's your name? His voice was barely audible. How'd that even happen? Sarah moved closer. Alex, is something wrong? No. Alex lost it, then grabbed Isabella by the wrist. Come with me. Her thin wrist shook in his hand as he led her down the marble hallway to an empty conference room. He slammed the door shut behind them. Inside, the silence pressed in. Through the tall window, the blue Miami coastline stretched on, but Alex's eyes were only on Isabella. This is crazy, his voice echoed. Diego is like a brother to me. It's been 25 years of friendship. And Victoria. Mr. Rivera, Isabella said, her voice wavering but steady. I've been working here for 2 years. Have I ever lied to you? Alex looked at her. She was quiet, diligent, and respectful. But this. What evidence do you have? He asked. I saw bottles labeled Digitalis in Victoria's room. I heard Diego's call. They mentioned your insurance, $50 million. Stop. Alex cut her off. Victoria loves me. Diego is my brother. But Mr. Rivera. No buts. His face went red. You're just a cleaning lady. Do you realize how crazy this sounds? Isabella started to cry, but she kept her cool. Please. Listen before it's too late. At that moment, Alex's phone buzzed. Diego's name appeared on the screen. He paused, then replied. Alex. Hey, what's up? The guests are asking. Victoria's on the lookout for you. Ceremony starts in 20 minutes. Alex looked at Isabella, seeing the fear in her eyes, but he couldn't believe such nonsense. I'll catch up with you in a sec, Diego. 5 minutes. He ended the call and looked at Isabella. Look, maybe you're just trying to do the right thing. But that's not going to happen. Diego and Victoria are the closest people in my life. Can you at least postpone the honeymoon? Isabella begged. Just give me a chance to show you. There are 500 guests downstairs. Alex's voice got louder. Half of Miami is here. This is crazy. Her shoulders sagged. He didn't believe her. But she gave it one last shot. Then at least. Be careful on your honeymoon. Please. Alex stopped at the door, hand on the knob. Your name again? Isabella Morales, sir. Isabella. He nodded a little. If you're wrong here, this is a pretty serious accusation. If you're right. His voice faded away. He left. Isabella stood alone, her chest heaving, tears stinging her eyes. Alex Rivera was a good man, she knew it. And that good man was walking straight into death. The grand ballroom of the Rivera Ocean Resort was all lit up by crystal chandeliers, and thousands of white orchids were sparkling across the hall. 500 of Miami's elite filled the seats, holding their breath for Alex Rivera's wedding. The orchestra played soft melodies, filling the air with suspense. Alex stood at the altar, waiting. His tuxedo collar was damp with sweat, and he had his fists clenched in his pockets. Then Victoria showed up, looking stunning in her pearl-embroidered silk gown, with her veil flowing behind her. Alex could only hear Isabella's voice shaking as she said, "They're planning to kill you on your honeymoon." When Victoria got to him, she touched his hand. Her fingers were icy cold. She smiled, but for the first time Alex noticed a distance in her eyes. Was it love, or something else? Father Miguel started to say something, but then he raised his voice and said, "Dear friends, we're here to unite Alexander Rivera and Victoria Ashford." Alex shot a sideways glance at Diego, his best man and lifelong friend. Diego's smile seemed real, but Alex started wondering if he really knew him. "Alexander, you want to take Victoria Ashford as your wife?" His throat felt dry and Alex stammered, "I do." "Victoria, you're marrying Alexander Rivera, right?" "I do," Victoria answered firmly. They exchanged rings. Victoria's hand felt as cold as ice, and the band on Alex's finger felt like golden shackles. "I now pronounce you husband and wife," Father Miguel declared. Applause bounced off the walls. Victoria leaned in for a kiss. Instinctively, Alex flinched, remembering what Isabella had said. For a moment, Victoria looked surprised. "Alex," she whispered. He made a point of forcing a kiss on her, but it was cold and lifeless. The applause sounded like static in his ears. After the ceremony, as everyone headed to the cocktail reception, Victoria whispered during the photo shoot, "You're really tense. Is something wrong?" "Just nerves," Alex said, but he was really worried. Diego put an arm around him. "You're a married man now. Flying to the Caribbean tonight, right?" The word stabbed Alex. Honeymoon, the place of his possible death. "Actually, Diego, we need to talk about that. The honeymoon is postponed." Diego's smile suddenly fell. "What did you say?" Victoria turned toward him, fury in her eyes. "What do you mean, postponed?" "There's some pressing business with the company," Alex said. Her voice rose like a whip. "No way. I've been planning this for months. The private yacht, the reservations." Diego jumped in with ease. "Alex, my friend, this is sudden. What's the rush? I'm the CFO, shouldn't I know?" Sweat prickled Alex's brow. He really had no excuse. Just a few days' delay. That's all. Victoria looked him right in the eye. Alex, be honest. This is something else, right? He looked away. Nah, it's just business. Diego leaned in and whispered, You're out of your mind? You're upsetting your wife on your wedding night. That night, Alex was by the window looking out at the Miami skyline. Victoria slept in another room, and their wedding night was ruined. Isabella's warning kept repeating itself. They'll probably give you heart medicine on the honeymoon. But how could that be? Diego was his brother. Victoria, he loved her, didn't he? He thought about calling the police. But what's the evidence? What does a cleaning lady have to say about it? A knock at the door interrupted his thoughts. When he opened it, Diego was standing there. Alex, we need to talk, Diego said, looking serious. Diego, it's late. This is important, my friend. You were a bit odd today. Victoria is pretty upset too. What's up with you? Alex looked into Diego's eyes. Was that his best friend's genuine concern, or was it something else? Nothing, Diego. I'm just tired. Diego moved closer. Alex, you're like a brother to me. If there's an issue, we'll figure it out together. But don't go after Victoria. That woman loves you so much. Alex felt a tightening in his chest. If Isabella was wrong, then he was being unfair to both his best friend and his wife. But if she was right? The next morning, when Isabella was called in with the hotel staff for the post-wedding cleanup, her heart was still pounding. She heard on the radio last night that millionaire hotel owner Alex Rivera got married but postponed his honeymoon. When she heard it, she took a deep breath. Alex Rivera had listened to her, at least in part. Isabella was busy thinking about the situation while picking up the flower petals that had fallen from the crystal chandeliers. Alex had postponed his honeymoon, but that didn't mean he was out of the woods. Victoria and Diego would have to change their plans. Maybe they'll pick it up. It might even be more dangerous. As she pushed her cleaning cart, she heard a voice in her head. Mr. Rivera is the most just man in business. He always treats his employees with respect and never belittles anyone. I have to protect him. While the other cleaners were busy gathering tablecloths in the wedding hall, Isabella snuck upstairs. Diego's office was on the 15th floor, and with her master key, she could get into all the rooms. The hallways were quiet, just the sound of the air conditioner. Isabella's shoes made a quiet thud as they sank into the carpet. When she got to Diego's office door, she pressed her ear against it to make sure no one was inside. She turned the key and got in. The office had huge windows that looked out over the Miami shoreline. Diego's desk was tidy. Computer, documents, photos. Isabella saw a framed photo. Alex and Diego are standing side by side, smiling. They're childhood friends. How could this be? She whispered to herself. How can such a friendship turn into betrayal? She sat down at the desk and turned on the computer. She tried a few passwords and didn't get in. Then she typed, Alex Diego, and the computer unlocked. Her fingers were just sitting there on the keyboard. She started checking emails. Most were business, but the ones from Victoria caught her eye. The last one was dated right before the wedding day. Diego, Alex might be a bit suspicious. He postponed the honeymoon. We should activate Plan B. Let's meet tomorrow. V. Isabella's breath caught. She snapped a photo. She opened more emails. The insurance company approved. Alex's $50 million policy is active. I became the beneficiary. Dr. Martinez is all set. V. I got the digitalis. If you don't have a family history of heart disease, it'll look natural. D. Her hands were shaking as she took more photos. Each email revealed more of the terrible plan. Diego was out to get Alex. She looked through the files and found a folder labeled Operation Victoria. The documents inside made her blood run cold. Alex Rivera's post-death asset distribution is worth $800 million. His wife, Victoria Ashford Rivera, is his spouse. 60% of the total budget of $480 million is allocated to Diego Santos, business partner. 40%, $320 million. She snapped a pic. Then she turned off her phone and was about to leave. Just as she turned to go, she heard footsteps in the hallway. Panicked, she shut the computer and crawled under the desk. The door opened and Diego's voice came in. "Hey Victoria, our plan's a mess. Alex postponed the honeymoon." Victoria's voice was angry. "This is that cleaning lady's fault. I saw her whispering to Alex." "Which cleaning woman?" "Her name was Isabella. She said something to Alex." Diego's tone got more serious. "That woman is dangerous. We need to get rid of her." Isabella felt like her heart was beating out of her chest. She held her breath, trying not to move. "How should we go about getting rid of her?" Victoria asked. "We'll fire her. Accuse her of theft or something. And we'll tell Alex believable stories." "But what if Alex believes her?" "He won't. Who would he believe? His 25-year-long brotherly friend or a cleaning lady? Alex isn't dumb." When they finally left the office, Isabella crawled out from under the desk and took a deep, shaky breath. She was drenched in sweat. That night on her shift, she started following Diego and Victoria. They met in hidden corners of the hotel, using private elevators. Isabella watched from a distance, trying to overhear. In Victoria's room, she found medicine bottles. Digitalis is a drug used to treat heart problems. In a hidden drawer of Victoria's nightstand, she found copies of Alex's insurance documents. She took pictures of everything. Later that night, while cooking for her siblings at home, she went through the photos again. She had the evidence that could save Alex Rivera. But how would she reach him? Would he even listen? Inside, a voice whispered, Alex Rivera was a good man. She had been watching him for 2 years. He respected his employees and never put anyone down. This guy deserved to live. I've got to protect him, Isabella whispered in the dark at home. No matter the cost. Is Isabella doing the right thing, or is she getting too involved in her boss's personal life? Let's break the comments into 2 groups. Team Isabella versus Team Alec. Put your side out there. 3 days later, Isabella decided to go into Diego's office one last time during her night shift. She needed more proof. Voice recordings, videos, something undeniable to convince Alec. The hallways were quiet as usual, with only the red lights from the security cameras blinking. When she unlocked Diego's office, her heart was beating fast. This time, she had to be more careful and faster. She went straight to the desk and started opening drawers. In the bottom drawer, she found handwritten notes by Diego and Victoria. Plan A, on the honeymoon, on the yacht. Digitalis, just mix it into your drink. Plan B, at the hotel, in the room. Same drug, but faster. Plan C, stage an accident. By car. She pulled out her phone and started taking pictures. Her hands were shaking so much that she had a hard time taking clear shot. Then, out of the blue, the door opened a bit. Isabella froze. Diego was standing in the doorway, all suited up, but his eyes were dark. He flipped on the light and saw Isabella sitting at his desk. What are you doing here? Diego's voice was cold and dangerous. Isabella shoved her phone into her pocket, but it was too late. He had seen it. I was cleaning, Mr. Santos. Her voice was shaking. Diego shut the door behind him and came closer. At midnight? Cleaning my drawers. Isabella took a step back, her heart beating faster. I was just organizing papers. You're lying. He glanced at the open drawer. What were you looking for? Her mouth went dry. The coldness in his eyes scared her. This was the guy who had fooled Alex for 25 years. What would he do to her now? Nothing. Shut up. His voice boomed. Hey, you're the girl who talked to Alex at the wedding, right? Isabella didn't say anything, but her fear was clear on her face. Diego gave a little smirk. Ah yes, that was you. The cleaning lady whispered in Alex's ear. He pulled out his phone and dialed. Isabella's pulse shot up. Alex? Diego. I'm in my office and there's a problem. Yes, come now. He ended the call and turned back to Isabella. You messed up, kid. You'll have to wait here until Alex gets here. 15 minutes later, Alex rushed in, her hair a mess, wearing pajama tops under a hastily thrown-on coat. His eyes got big when he saw Isabella. Diego, what's going on here? Diego stepped beside him. My friend, I caught this woman at midnight rummaging through my drawers and taking photos. Alex looked at Isabella. Her eyes were brimming with tears, and her hands were shaking. Photos? What were you photographing, Isabella? She met his gaze. This was her last shot. Mr. Rivera, here's the proof I've been trying to show you. What proof? Diego cut in sharp. Alex, she's not being honest with you. Alex, confused, glanced between them. Diego, chill out. Isabella, tell me. Mr. Rivera, Diego and Victoria are planning to kill you. Here, these notes their plans. Nonsense. Diego let out a roar. Alex, are you going to believe this woman over me? Alex turned to Diego. Why are you so tense, Diego? Diego took a deep breath, trying to keep his cool. Because, my friend, this woman is driving a wedge between us. Ever since you postponed the honeymoon, I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. What did she tell you? She only what? Diego pressed on. Alex, why are you even listening to this cleaning lady? Alex faltered. Diego's question was totally valid. Isabella was just a cleaning lady. Diego was his 25-year-long friend, partner, and brother. Diego's got it, Alex thought. I'm going crazy. Isabella saw the change in Alex's face. He was starting to believe Diego. Mr. Rivera, please listen to me. Shut your mouth. Diego let out a loud bark. Alex, she's trying to break us apart. Alex turned coldly to Isabella. Isabella, you've gone too far. These accusations are unacceptable. Tears were streaming down her face. Mr. Rivera, I just wanted to look out for you. Honestly, the only thing I need protection from is your lies. Alex's voice got louder. Diego grinned. His plan was working like a charm. Alex, this woman is dangerous. Just tell the staff to keep her away from you. Alex nodded. You got it, Diego. Isabella, you'll no longer be working on my floor. She gave it another shot. Hey, Mr. Rivera, I've got some pictures of those notes on my phone. Enough lies. Alex shouted. Leave now. Isabella left the office in tears. Diego gave Alex a pat on the shoulder. You did the right thing, my friend. This woman was dangerous. Once he was alone, Diego pulled out his phone and called Victoria. Victoria, we have a problem. The cleaning lady knows everything. We need to finish her. How? We'll fire her. At tomorrow's staff meeting, I'll say she stole something. Alex will believe me. What if she starts talking? No one believes a cleaning lady. But we have to be careful. She's smarter than we thought. The next morning at 9 o'clock, there was an announcement about an extraordinary meeting in the staff conference room at the Rivera Ocean Resort. When Isabella came in with the rest of the cleaning staff, she had a bad feeling in her stomach. Diego's look last night, Alex's cold attitude, everything was going wrong. The room was jam-packed with the hotel's entire staff, receptionists, security guards, cleaners, and kitchen workers. Everyone waited, curious. Isabella stood in the back corner, her eyes constantly searching the door for Alex. Diego stepped to the front. His suit was perfect, his hair neat, his face serious. The papers in his hand made Isabella feel a bit sick. Hey team, Diego said, his voice ringing out across the hall. Today we're here to talk about a really unfortunate situation. Isabella's hands were shaking. She already knew what was coming. Some of Mr. Rivera's personal stuff has gone missing. A luxury wristwatch worth about $5,000, as well as private documents. The room went quiet. People looked at each other oddly. Then Alex came in. Isabella's heart started pounding when she saw him, but his face told a different story. Cold and distant, just like the night before. Diego continued. After looking at the security footage, we figured out that these things were taken from Mr. Rivera's office. Isabella's breath caught. He was lying. Diego was obviously lying. And, sadly, Diego said, looking her in the eye, the person responsible is here with us. Everyone looked at Isabella. Everyone started looking at her, and some people started whispering. Her face was red and her fists were clenched. Isabella Morales, please step forward. Her feet felt glued to the floor, but she moved forward slowly and heavily. The hall was silent, save for the sound of her footsteps. She looked for Alex's eyes, but he looked away. Isabella, Diego said, his tone firm. Hey, what were you doing in Mr. Rivera's office at 11:30 last night? I was cleaning. Isabella's voice was shaking. Cleaning? Diego gave a little smirk. At that hour? Inside desk drawers. Everyone in the room started whispering. Isabella felt like she was being judged by everyone's eyes. Mr. Santos, I didn't steal anything. Silence. Diego let out a roar. The security footage shows you taking pictures of Mr. Rivera's office. Isabella turned to Alex, desperate. Mr. Rivera, don't you believe me? Her eyes welled up with tears, and her voice was pleading. For a second, Alex hesitated. The pain in her eyes hit him hard. He wanted to defend her and believe her. But then he thought of Diego, his partner, his brother of 25 years. Alex, Diego said, I know this is tough, but the evidence is clear. Alex looked at Isabella. There was still hope in her eyes. But he looked away. Diego, Alex said, his voice heavy. Do what needs to be done. Isabella was devastated. 3 words crushed all of her hope. Diego turned to security. Escort Isabella Morales out of the building right away. Collect all her belongings. Take her off the personnel list. The guards came over. Isabella gave Alex one last look. Mr. Rivera, she said, barely above a whisper. I trusted you. Her eyes burned into his soul. But it was too late. The decision was made. Isabella was dragged out and she passed the silent staff. In the hallway, she was crying. She packed a few photos, a small plant, and spare clothes, and memories came flooding back. After 2 years of working with him, I had nothing but respect for Alex Rivera. I admired his fairness, and I had always respected him. Now all that's gone. Ma'am, are you all set? The guard asked. She nodded, grabbing her bag. At the end of the hallway, Alex stood, watching. As she passed, he tried to say something. Isabella, No. She stopped, but didn't look at him. Don't say anything, Mr. Rivera. It's too late. Alex watched her walk away, shoulders slumped, steps heavy. He felt empty. I made the right choice, he thought to himself. Diego was right. But his gut feeling told him something else. When Isabella stepped outside, the Miami sun blinded her. For 2 years, she'd walked into this building every day, and now she was banished forever. And Alex Rivera, the man who should have protected her, had turned his back. At the bus stop, Isabella pulled out her phone. The photos were still there. Victoria and Diego's plan, the death list, the poison details. It's the proof that could save Alex's life. What do I do with this now, she thought. Who's going to believe me? As the bus arrived, she took one last look at the huge Rivera Ocean Resort. Alex Rivera was probably working away on something in the penthouse, and soon, very soon, his best friend would kill him. I trusted you, Mr. Rivera, Isabella whispered. But you didn't trust me. 3 days after Isabella got fired, Alex Rivera was restless in his penthouse office. The stunning view of Miami Bay was right in front of him, but all he saw was Isabella's final glance. I trusted you. Those words wouldn't stop bugging him. His coffee had gone cold. Papers were scattered across his desk. He couldn't focus on anything. Every part of his body was telling him he'd messed up. Was Isabella really a thief? He wondered. She seemed so genuine. The phone rang. It was Diego. Alex, I'm waiting in the conference room. Victoria's here too. Alex schlepped himself there. Victoria sat beside Diego, looking totally frosty. She was still pretty annoyed about the postponed honeymoon. Alex! Victoria jumped up, gave him a hug, though it felt a bit forced. How are you, sweetie? I'm doing well, Victoria, he said, his voice weak. Diego leaned in. You seem tense. That cleaning lady really got to you, didn't she? Alex's eyes narrowed. Diego, do you really think she was guilty? Absolutely. The evidence was clear. The footage wasn't very clear. Diego looked a bit annoyed and said, Alex, what are you suggesting? I'm not sure. She just seemed honest. Victoria cut in sharp. Alex, that woman was messing with you. You're too kind-hearted, that's why you fell for her lies. Her words made sense, but Alex wasn't totally convinced. You might be onto something, he said. He was still pretty doubtful. That night, Alex couldn't sleep, so he stared at the ceiling while Victoria slept soundly beside him. Isabella's face, her desperate plea, "Mr. Rivera, don't you believe me?" kept replaying in my mind. At 4:30 a.m., Alex finally had enough. He got out of bed, grabbed his keys, and drove to the hotel. The guard at the entrance blinked. "Mr. Rivera, at this hour?" "Yeah, Tom. Something important." He went straight to Diego's office. "Let me check again. Maybe I missed something." He opened the drawers and sifted through the files, then turned on Diego's computer. He knew his partner's password, 25 years of trust. In his inbox, emails from Victoria caught his eye. "Diego, Alex might be suspicious. He postponed the honeymoon. We need to activate Plan B, V." Alex's blood ran cold. He checked the date. It was from the wedding day. Scrolling further. "I bought Digitalis. If you don't have heart disease, it'll look natural. Hey, just wanted to let you know the insurance has been approved. Alex's $50 million policy is active. I'm the one who benefits. V." His hands were shaking like a leaf. "Dr. Martinez is all set. After Alex dies, he'll list natural causes on the certificate. V. The yacht's all set. In Cuban waters, no one will look. D." Every line matched Isabella's warnings. His wife is Victoria. Diego, his brother-like partner. They're plotting his death. Then he found the distribution chart. Alex Rivera, post-mortem estate allocation. Total assets, $800 million. Victoria Ashford Rivera, wife 60% of the total budget, which is $480 million, is allocated to Diego Santos, partner. About 40% is $320 million. Alex collapsed into a chair. His stomach churned. Diego, his childhood friend, wanted him dead. "Isabella was right," he whispered. "She was right about everything." He took photos of all the emails and then found a folder titled Operation Victoria. Inside, there are poison details, timing schedules, and death procedures. Tears fell onto the desk. 25 years, was it all a lie? Diego never cared for me. He remembered Isabella's last words. "I trusted you. And I betrayed her," Alex sobbed. "I punished the only honest person. My best friend wants to kill me. My wife married me for money." But he'd made up his mind. He had to find Isabella. He had to apologize. He had to spill the beans about Diego and Victoria. He grabbed her file from HR address, 1247 Southwest 8th Street, Miami. He was racing through the morning streets, and tears were blurring his vision. "Will she forgive me?" he thought. "She was right all along. I wronged her more than anyone. Isabella," he whispered, "please forgive me. I'm really sorry I didn't protect you." As the sun came up over Miami, Alex drove toward the woman who had risked everything to save him, hoping it wasn't too late. Did Alex realize the truth too late? Should Isabella forgive him? What would you do in that situation? When Alex Rivera found the address on Southwest 8th Street, he was surprised to see something he hadn't expected. It's a small 2-story house with peeling paint, and there's an old car in the narrow yard. For Alex, who was used to penthouses and luxury hotels, this was a whole other world. As he parked his car and walked toward the house, his heart was beating faster. Would Isabella even want to see him? Would she be able to forgive him? He took a deep breath and knocked. A teenager, about 16 or 17, opened the door. He looked surprised when he saw Alex. "Who are you looking for?" "I'm Alex Rivera. I'm here to see Isabella." The boy looked a bit annoyed. "You're Isabella's boss, right? She said she fired you." Alex lowered his head. "Yeah, I need to talk to her. Carlos, would you mind closing the door?" Isabella's voice came from inside. "But Isabella, there's a man." "I said close it." Alex called out from behind Carlos. "Isabella, talk to me. It's important." Isabella showed up at the end of the hallway. Her hair was a mess, her eyes were puffy, and she was wearing old house clothes. Her face got all serious when she saw Alex. "What are you doing here?" "Isabella, I wanted to say sorry. I made a terrible mistake." "Carlos, go to your room. she told her brother, then turned to Alex. You can't be here. Leave. Isabella, please listen to me. Diego and Victoria really. Enough. Isabella tried to shut the door, but Alex pressed his hand against it. Isabella, you were right. I saw everything on Diego's computer. They really are planning to kill me. Isabella froze. She saw the real regret in Alex's eyes. A woman's voice came from inside. Isabella, sweetie, who's there? No one, Mama, go back to bed. But then the older woman stepped into the hallway. Grace Morales, looking a bit weak at about 60 but with a strong gaze, smiled when she saw Alex. Oh, you're Alex, right? Isabella's boss. Alex was taken aback. Yes, ma'am. Grace walked closer, though she was out of breath. You're a kind person. Isabella always spoke highly of you. She'd always say, Mama, Mr. Rivera is the fairest boss. Alex felt a tightening in his chest. Isabella had praised him and trusted him. And he left her when she was at her lowest point. Mama, it's time for bed, Isabella said, holding her mother's arm. Alex noticed that Grace was having trouble breathing. Excuse me, are you feeling okay? Heart problem, Grace said, sounding weak. She needs surgery, but insurance won't cover it. Go lie down, Mama, Isabella urged. You two talk, Grace said, smiling. Alex, Isabella is a good girl. Take care of her. When Grace went back inside, Alex and Isabella were left at the door. Isabella, your mom's condition seems pretty serious. Isabella looked away. She needs $150,000 for surgery. But that's not your problem. Alex felt a tightening in his chest. Isabella, money isn't everything. Money. Isabella lost it. You said I stole something. You totally humiliated me in front of all my co-workers. And now you're offering money. Isabella, I messed up big time. Mistake. Her eyes welled up with tears. I trusted you. I already told you I was trying to save your life. And you believed Diego. Alex moved closer. You're spot on, Isabella. I acted foolishly. Diego and I go way back, 25 years to be exact. I trusted him completely. And I was just a cleaning lady, wasn't I? Alex shook his head. No, Isabella. You're the most honest person I've ever met. I just didn't see it. Isabella was crying. I worked at that hotel for 2 years. You were a fair and good boss. I respected you. Isabella, But you didn't know me at all. You thought I could be a thief. Alex's eyes welled up too. You're spot on. I really messed up. But now I know the truth. Isabella looked at him. What truth? Alex pulled out his phone and showed her photos of Diego's emails. This. Victoria and Diego's plans. You were right about everything. Isabella's face went pale. So it's true. Yeah, Isabella. They were going to kill me on the honeymoon. You were trying to save my life. Isabella sank into a chair. And I lost my job. Alex stepped forward. Isabella, I'll pay the $150,000 for your mom's surgery. Please don't refuse. Isabella jumped up. No way. You embarrassed me. Do you think money fixes everything? Isabella, it's not about the money. It's about making things right. You can't make it right. Isabella shouted. I had honor. Integrity, for sure. You destroyed it. Alex softened. You're spot on. I can't take back what I did. But your mother is innocent. She needs help. Isabella was crying. My mom needs the money, but I won't take it from you. Why? Because you didn't believe me. You turned your back on me when I needed you most. Alex knelt. Isabella, please. Don't let my mistake cost your mother her life. She looked at him, her eyes showing pain. Are you really sorry? Yeah, Isabella. I hate myself for not protecting you. She paused. So, what's your plan for Diego and Victoria? I'll turn them over to the justice system. But I need your help. Isabella shook her head. No, I'm done with this. Isabella. Get out. She hurried over to the door. I won't help you again. She slammed it shut. Alex was left alone, heart shattered. He had lost Isabella, maybe for good. After leaving Isabella's place, Alex called his lawyer right away. Martinez, I need something urgent. Give Miami Heart Center a call. There's a patient named Grace Morales. I want to cover her surgery costs, but I'd rather do it anonymously. Luis Martinez was shocked. Alex, that's $150,000. It doesn't matter. But please don't let on that it's from me. Just make it look like it came from the Florida State Health Assistance Program. 3 days later, Isabella was sitting with her mom in the hospital when Nurse Mary came in. Miss Morales, I've got some great news. Isabella looked up, hopeful. What is it? Hey, just wanted to let you know that your application to the Florida State Health Assistance Program has been approved. All of your mother's surgery costs will be covered. Isabella was stunned. How'd that happen? I never applied. The system shows an application. Maybe you forgot. The important thing is, your mother will be saved. Grace smiled from her bed. Mija, it's a miracle. God is watching over us. Isabella was happy, but she had some doubts. This can't be a coincidence. But with her mom's odds of making it, she didn't push it. A week later, Grace had surgery and got new heart valves. Dr. Rodriguez told Isabella, "Your mother was very lucky. The operation went perfectly. She'll be back to normal life in a few weeks." Isabella held her mother's hand, crying, "Mama, you're doing great. You really are better." Grace smiled. "Isabella, you're a good daughter. You fought so hard for me." That night, Isabella was at home with a cup of coffee, thinking. She knew there weren't any state programs like that in Florida. Someone had already done this. The next morning, when she opened the door and saw Alex, she almost shut it again. "Isabella, please. Just 5 minutes." "What do you want?" Alex held out a bouquet. "I heard your mom's surgery went well. I'm so glad." Isabella didn't take the flowers. "How'd you hear that?" Miami is a small city. Good news spreads quickly. She looked at him. "Did you pay for the surgery?" Alex gave a casual shrug. "Me? Nah, Isabella. I heard it was the Florida Health Assistance Program." "You're lying." She opened the door a bit more. "Come in." They sat in the living room, Isabella glaring at him. "Do you think I'm stupid?" "No, Isabella. You're very smart." "Then tell me the truth. Did you pay for it?" Alex didn't say anything for a second, then nodded. "Yes." Isabella stood up. "Why?" "I already said no. Because your mother is innocent. She shouldn't die because of my mistake." Isabella started crying. "I wasn't trying to get your money." Alex moved closer. "This wasn't about the money. It was just common sense. If you were in my shoes, you would have done the same." She looked him over. "Would I really?" "Yeah, you've got a good heart, Isabella. You risked your job to protect me." Isabella started to feel better. "So what's next?" "You're still in Victoria and Diego's plans." Alex took it seriously. "Isabella, I need your help one last time." "What kind of help?" "To bring them to justice. But I can't do it alone. I need your evidence, your testimony." She hesitated. "Why trust me now?" He looked into her eyes. "Because you're the most honest person I know. My mistake doesn't change your character. But I'm still mad at you. You should be. I'm sorry I didn't do right by you. But now, let's put Diego and Victoria behind bars together." Isabella glanced out the window. Her mom was watering the flowers in the garden, looking healthy again. "Just because I work with you doesn't mean I've forgiven you. I know. And you'll never lie to me again." Alex put his hand on his chest. "I swear." She turned back. "How will we catch them?" Alex let out a sigh of relief. "We'll set a trap. I'll stage a fake honeymoon plan." "That's dangerous. What if they really try to kill you?" "As long as you're with me, I'll be safe. You saved me once, you can do it again." Isabella really gave it some thought. "Okay. But I have one condition." "What is it?" "Once this is over, you'll be out of my life." Alex looked a bit disappointed. "If that's what you're looking for." "It's what I want," she said firmly. "You saved my mother's life. I'll hold on to yours. Then we'll be all set." Alex nodded. "I agree, Isabella." They started making plans. Isabella kept an eye on Diego and Victoria, while Alex got the fake honeymoon ready. When will the police step in? Isabella asked. As soon as you give the signal. We have to catch them red-handed. For the first time since she was fired, Isabella smiled at him. This time, they'll be the ones trapped. Alex smiled back. Isabella, are you really never going to forgive me? She got serious. Alex, my mom's alive. That's the whole story. But the trust between us is broken. That's a tough one to fix. I get it. Maybe with time. But not now. Alex's eyes lit up with hope. So, maybe someday? She looked at him. Try to catch Diego and Victoria first. We'll worry about the rest later. In the tiny kitchen of Isabella's place, Alex and Isabella were over the papers on the table, making a plan. The Miami sun shone through the window as they got ready for a big operation. First, I need to convince Diego, Alex said, tapping his pen as Isabella watched him closely. I'll just tell him I decided to go on the honeymoon. Isabella looked unimpressed. Will he believe that? Won't he wonder why you changed your mind? I'll say I've made peace with Victoria, and I want to save my marriage. Alex smiled, but his eyes showed he was worried. What about Victoria? She's more suspicious. Alex looked into Isabella's worried face. She really cared about his safety. Victoria's a bit greedy. If I put money on the table, she'll stick with the plan. Isabella stood up and started pacing the kitchen. This is a pretty risky move, Alex. What if they really try to kill you? Alex followed her with his eyes. You'll be working with me. You're the only one I can trust. Isabella stopped, turned to him. I'm just a cleaning lady, Alex. Not an FBI agent. But you're the bravest woman I know, Isabella. You risked your job for me, tried to save my life. Her cheeks flushed. Alex's genuine admiration hit her hard. Okay, Isabella said, heading back to the table. How are you going to get the yacht ready? Alex pulled small devices from his bag. I got these from a security company. There are hidden cameras and audio recorders. Everything will be documented. Isabella took one of the devices. How will we use them? When I get on the yacht, you'll hang out on the Miami coast with the security team. You'll see everything. What if communication breaks down? What if they hurt you? Alex touched her hands. Then you call the police. But I'll be safe, thanks to you. She didn't pull her hands back. Alex, I'm still mad at you, but I don't want you to die. I know, Isabella. You're a kind person. That evening, Alex called Diego. Diego, we need to talk. Of course, my friend. Come to the hotel. When they met in Diego's office, Victoria was there too. Alex gave them both a look, determined. I've decided to go on the honeymoon. Diego was surprised. Really, my friend? Why the change of heart? Victoria and I talked. We want to save our marriage. This honeymoon is very important. Victoria jumped to her feet, thrilled. Alex, that's great news. When are we leaving? Tomorrow morning. Is the private yacht in the Caribbean all set, Diego? Diego smiled. Of course, my friend. Everything will be just as you want it. Alex noticed the sly glint in Diego's eyes. He was still going for it. Just the two of us, right? A romantic honeymoon. Victoria gave Alex a hug and said, Yeah, babe. Just you and me. As he hugged her, Alex felt her cold body. Had this woman ever really loved him? Later that night, Alex and Isabella were making the final preparations on the yacht. Isabella carefully stashed the cameras while Alex watched. You're really good at this, Isabella. Where'd you learn that? She smiled. When I was in law school, I took criminology courses. So, you studied law? She paused. Yeah, but I had to quit when my dad got sick. That's when I started cleaning jobs. Alex felt a bit down. Isabella, you deserve so much more. Maybe one day, she said with a shrug. But right now, my priority is supporting my family. Alex moved closer. When this is over, I can help you finish law school. She looked at him. Why? Out of guilt. No, Isabella. Because you deserve it. You're smart, brave, and just. She could tell he was being genuine. I'll think about your offer. When the head of security, Mike, got there, Isabella explained the plan in detail. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. the yacht's leaving. Alex's safety is the top priority. If there's any sign of trouble, step in right away. Mike nodded and said, "Don't worry, Miss Morales. Mr. Rivera will be safe." Alex noticed the respect Mike had for Isabella. She had a natural leadership quality. When they were all set, Alex and Isabella stood on the deck of the yacht, looking out at the Miami lights. "Isabella, tomorrow everything changes." "Yeah, Diego and Victoria are going to prison." Alex turned to her. "I wasn't just talking about them." She looked a bit annoyed and said, "What do you mean?" "Our connection. This teamwork, this trust we're building." "Alex, I still don't fully trust you." "I know. But in the last few days I've gotten to know you better, Isabella. You're an incredible woman." She turned her face away. "Hey, just so you know, this is a sting operation. Not romantic." Alex smiled. "You're spot on. But I'm still in love with you." "Alex, please. Things are a bit too complicated at the moment." "I get it. But after tomorrow, maybe we can start fresh." After a long pause, Isabella said, "First, let's catch Diego and Victoria. We'll talk about the rest later." "You're spot on." "But Isabella." "Yes. After tonight, I trust you even more. Being by your side makes me feel stronger." For the first time in a long time, Isabella smiled at him sincerely. "You're not too bad yourself, Alex Rivera. Despite your mistakes." As they watched the Miami skyline, the tension between them slowly melted away. Tomorrow would be the real test. In the turquoise waters of the Caribbean, the yacht Ocean Pearl was floating 20 miles off the Miami coast. Alex Rivera stood on the upper deck, staring at the endless ocean, his heart pounding. He remembered the plan he'd made with Isabella and reminded himself to record every moment. Victoria came out of the lower deck with 2 champagne glasses. Her white pareo fluttered gently in the wind, and she had a fake smile on her face. "Darling," she said, handing Alex a glass. "Finally, we're alone. We should celebrate the first day of our honeymoon." Alex took the glass, seeing that her hands were shaking. She looked nervous but tried to hide it. "You're spot on, Victoria. We should make this moment special." She smiled. "Yeah, Alex. Together, until eternity." Alex raised his glass. "To our future." He took a sip of his drink, but didn't finish it. He was spitting it out when she wasn't paying attention. Isabella's warning was still ringing in his ears. "Digitalis, a heart medication, starts working in 15 to 20 minutes. This champagne is really unique, Victoria." Her eyes widened for a second. "Does it? Maybe it's just the romantic atmosphere." "Yeah, it's a bit different. But nice." Alex put the glass down like he'd finished it. Victoria pulled out her phone. "Alex, maybe you should get some fresh air. You rest, and I'll make a quick call." Alex was lying on the lounger, closed eyes. As soon as she walked away, he strained to listen. Victoria whispered into the phone, "Diego, it's working." Alex drank the champagne. "Our plan is in motion." Diego said, "Perfect, Victoria. I'll be there by helicopter in 20 minutes. When will he start collapsing?" "In about 15 to 20 minutes. Just act calm, but make it seem like you're panicking when it happens." Victoria ended the call and came back. "Darling, how are you feeling?" "Tired." Alex opened his eyes. "Actually, I feel great, Victoria. Very energetic." She looked a bit annoyed. After 20 minutes, Alex looked great. Even stronger. "Alex, you must be exhausted. You look pale." "Not at all." Alex got up and strolled across the deck. "I feel fantastic." Victoria panicked and dialed Diego again. "Diego, there's a big problem." "Alex is still standing, and the drug isn't working." "What?" Diego's voice was loud and angry. "No way. You gave the right dose, right?" "Yes. Exactly as you said." Alex watched her panic, recording every word. "Victoria, who are you talking to?" She ended the call quickly. "No one. Nobody, darling. Just the hotel." "What about that?" "Nothing important, Alex. Don't you feel sick at all?" He smiled. "I feel great, Victoria. Why are you so nervous?" Her hands were shaking. I just worry about you." As we got closer, the sound of a helicopter got louder. Victoria relaxed and said, "Alex, a helicopter's on its way. Maybe we need some help." Alex looked. "It's gotta be Diego. Probably here to surprise us." "You knew Diego was coming?" "Absolutely, Victoria. I know everything." The helicopter touched down near the yacht. Diego left with the pilot, and an older guy was with him. It was probably Dr. Martinez. When Diego climbed aboard and saw Alex standing tall, he froze. "Alex? Why are you still standing?" "Why wouldn't I be, Diego? This is my honeymoon." Diego shot Victoria a furious look. She shook her head, acting like she didn't get it. "Alex, my friend, you look very good." "Thanks, Diego. Actually, I've never felt better." They looked at each other, clearly worried. Their plan didn't work out. Alex was still alive, and he was beginning to suspect. "Diego," Alex said, stepping closer. "What's up with that look? Were you expecting me to be sick?" "And no, of course not, my friend. I just wanted to surprise you." Alex gave a cold smile and said, "What kind of surprise, Diego?" "A surprise of death." Victoria and Diego were both frozen. Did Alex know everything? Diego and Victoria realized their plan had flopped. What's going to happen to Alex now? Write your predictions. The most creative comment will get a shout-out. After Alex said his final words, the silence on the yacht was deafening. Diego and Victoria's faces had gone pale. Dr. Martinez was standing there, looking pretty nervous. Diego gathered himself, took out his gun from its holster, but this time he decided to try something different. "Alex, maybe we don't need to kill you." Alex was taken aback. "What do you mean, Diego?" Victoria gave a little smirk, then pulled out her phone. "We're serious, Alex." The screen showed photos of Alex and Isabella together. They held hands while planning at his house, stood close during preparations on the yacht, and took pictures at Isabella's mother's house. Alex's heart stopped. "Where'd you get these photos?" Diego sneered. "Seriously, Alex, are you really that clueless? We've been keeping an eye on you for a while. We documented every move you made." Victoria waved the phone. "These photos tell a very interesting story. A married man's secret affair with a young cleaning lady." "That's nonsense. There's nothing romantic between Isabella and me." "Oh, really?" Diego moved closer. "Check out these pictures. The way you're holding hands, the way you stand close." Alex gave them another look. Those innocent moments and friendly gestures can be misinterpreted easily. Victoria narrowed her eyes. "Here's what we'll tell the media. So, the millionaire hotel owner, Alex Rivera, started a secret relationship with the cleaning lady, Isabella, on his wedding night. While his wife was waiting for the honeymoon, he was with his mistress." Alex felt sick. Who would believe such lies? "Hey, Alex." Diego laughed. "Rich man, a poor woman stories are Miami media's bread and butter." Victoria also mentioned, "And don't forget about the surgery." Alex stopped moving. "What surgery?" "Isabella's mom had heart surgery," Diego said, grinning. $150,000. "It looks like Florida State Aid covered it, but it was you." Alex felt helpless. "That was humanitarian help." "Humanitarian help?" Victoria screamed. "Alex, you paid for your mistress's mother's surgery. How romantic." Diego lifted the phone. "Here's the story for the media. On his wedding night, Alex Rivera started a fling with Isabella. He even paid for her mom's $150,000 heart surgery to show how much he cared." Alex shook his head. "That's a total lie." "It doesn't matter, Alex," Victoria said coldly. "The media isn't interested in the truth. They love a good scandal. You'll be the star of Miami's biggest adultery scandal." Diego pressed on. "Isabella's life is going to be awful. Reporters will come to her house, her family will be harassed, and her siblings will be bullied at school. Her sick mother might not survive the stress." Alex felt really bad. He didn't want Isabella to suffer. "What do you want from me?" Victoria and Diego shared a glance. Then Victoria spoke. "Easy, Alex. You'll be drinking this digitalis voluntarily." "What?" Diego moved closer. "Heart attack. Natural death. Dr. Martinez signs the certificate." No one suspects a thing. Alex started to move back. You're out of your mind. Never. Victoria picked up the phone. Then these photos will be all over Miami media in 5 minutes. Alex got upset. Do whatever you want, just don't touch Isabella or her family. Diego held out the vial and said, then drink this. Diego, you're saying that 25 years of friendship isn't important to you? Diego smirked coldly. For 25 years you were just my cover. Alex objected. Isabella is innocent. Why should she be involved? Victoria hissed. Because she ruined our plan. If not for that maid, you'd already be dead. Alex looked at the vial, then at Diego. If I drink this, you promise you won't touch Isabella? I swear, Diego lied. Alex took the vial with shaky hands. Just as he was about to drink, he froze. Wait, how will Isabella learn I'm dead? She might suspect something. Victoria panicked. Alex, go ahead and drink it now. No! Alex suddenly threw the vial. The digitalis spilled over the yacht's deck. Diego lunged at him in rage. You fool! The two men grappled. Alex tried to wrestle the gun from Diego, while Victoria attacked from behind, clawing at his neck. Kill him, Diego! Victoria screamed. Alex shoved Diego away and tried to fend off Victoria. Diego came at him again, this time drawing a knife. Then you're a goner, Alex. They fought fiercely, Alex dodging Diego's blade while fending off Victoria's attacks. Then, all of a sudden, the sirens started up in the distance. Diego stopped moving. What's that sound? Alex smiled. Isabella. She's protecting me. Diego roared with fury. That maid again? The sound of police boats grew closer. On the speeding police boat off the Miami coast, Isabella felt her heart beating out of her chest. It had been 15 minutes since she last heard Alex's voice through the hidden transmitter. The signal had gone dead. That's a bad sign. Can't we go any faster? She asked security team leader Mike, her voice trembling with fear. Mike spoke into the radio, looking serious. Coast Guard 1, we're going full speed ahead. ETA 5 minutes. Isabella lifted her binoculars, spotting the Ocean Pearl yacht a ways off. She could see movement on the deck, but she couldn't tell what was happening. Alex, wait a second, she said quietly. The radio crackled. Isabella, this is Coast Guard Commander Rodriguez. We're picking up sounds of fighting on the yacht. Isabella felt a bit sick to her stomach. Has something happened to Alex? Not sure yet, but the assault team is ready. Isabella's eyes welled up as she focused on the yacht. 3 figures were struggling on deck, and Alex was in danger. As the police boat got closer, a megaphone blasted. Attention, yacht occupants. This is Miami Police. Drop your weapons and surrender. Isabella could see Alex wrestling with Diego, and Victoria lunging at them. The sight drove her mad. Alex, she screamed. Are we too late? Her voice carried across the water. Alex seemed to pause like he heard her. The SWAT team was ready to go. Isabella was ready to go after them, but Mike held her back. Hey, Isabella! It's not safe yet. Alex could be hurt. I'm super excited. The officers stormed the deck. Isabella watched, horrified. Meanwhile, Alex and Diego were grappling on the floor, and Victoria tried to stab Alex with a bottle. Hands up! Police! The commander shouted. Diego and Victoria were both frozen. Alex took the chance to get ahead. Isabella rushed over to him. Alex! He felt a lot better when he heard her voice. Isabella, you came? Are you hurt? She asked, crying. I'm doing well. You saved me. As Diego was getting hit, he shouted. This isn't fair. You trapped us. Isabella shot back. You tried to kill your best friend for money. That maid ruined everything. Alex stood up and took Isabella's hand. Diego, Isabella only did what was right. Then it was Victoria's turn, and she started thrashing about. Alex, you idiot. You're choosing her over me? Victoria, you never loved me. You only loved my money. As Diego was dragged away, he screamed. Alex! For 25 years I had you fooled. We were never friends. Alex's eyes filled with pain. Diego, I really trusted you. Isabella gave him a friendly pat on the shoulder. Alex, the real friend is here. I'm here for you. Victoria shot a dirty look at Isabella as she was dragged away. This isn't over yet. You stole Alex from me. Isabella answered coldly. I didn't steal anyone. Alex made his choice. As the police escorted them to the boats, Alex and Isabella were left on the yacht. Isabella, Alex said, taking a deep breath, I'd be dead today without you. I was just telling you the truth, Alex. It hurt me when you didn't believe me, but you were right, Isabella. About everything. She could see the sadness on his face. What Diego did must have hurt him a lot. 25 years of friendship, all lies. His voice cracked. I really trusted him. Isabella moved in closer. It's not your fault, Alex. You're a good man, and he took advantage of that. And what about Victoria? I thought I loved her. Alex, that's not real love. Real love accepts you for who you are. Alex looked at her. And you, did you accept me for who I am, Isabella? She hesitated. Alex, you're a good man. You just trusted the wrong people. Isabella, once this is all over, what's next for us? Isabella looked away. Alex, it's too soon for that. But the days I've spent with you. I can't imagine my life without you anymore. She could tell he was being genuine. Let's focus on Diego and Victoria's trial. Then we'll talk. Alex smiled. So there's a chance? Isabella smiled a little. Alex Rivera, you're way too impatient. That's because every minute with you is precious. As the Coast Guard boat brought them back to shore, Alex sat beside her. Isabella, today I learned what true friendship really is. And what is that? What you did, putting your own interests aside to do the right thing. Isabella squeezed his hand. Alex, you'd do the same for me. I hope so, Isabella. I hope I can be as brave as you. So, is it true that Alex and Isabella are starting to fall in love? Does this remind you of anyone? Share your experiences. The Miami-Dade Justice Hall's Grand Courtroom was the site of the year's most sensational trial. The big hall was packed with people. They came to see the trial of Diego Santos and Victoria Ashford Rivera for attempted murder. The hall had marble columns and high ceilings. Cameras lined the media gallery while journalists had their notepads ready. Isabella sat in the front row of the courtroom, right next to Alex. After 3 months of digging around, the prosecution had amassed a lot of evidence. Secret yacht recordings, incriminating emails from Diego's office computer, Victoria's text messages, Dr. Martinez's detailed confession, copies of insurance documents. Each one was solid proof of the crimes committed by Diego and Victoria. Alex had changed quite a bit recently. He looked really sad, like he was still hurt by someone betraying his 25-year friendship. But being with Isabella made him feel strong. She had been his biggest support during these 3 long months. Judge Patricia Williams, one of Miami's most experienced criminal judges, took the bench. The power she exuded in that black robe made everyone in the courtroom quiet. Diego Santos and Victoria Ashford Rivera have been charged with attempted murder, fraud, conspiracy, and threats, Judge Williams said. Prosecutor Maria Gonzalez stood. She's got 15 years of experience under her belt, and she's one of Miami's top prosecutors. Your Honor, this case is about a guy who sold 25 years of friendship for money, and a woman who took advantage of marriage by lying. Diego and Victoria were sitting in the defendant's box next to each other. Diego nodded, looking sorry. But Victoria gave the room a look that said she wasn't going to change her mind, and she didn't seem sorry at all. Our first witness is Alex Rivera, the judge said. When Alex stood up, Isabella squeezed his hand. Be strong, she said quietly. Alex's legs were shaking as he went up to the stand. He felt like he was being stared at by hundreds of people. Mr. Rivera, Prosecutor Gonzalez said in a calm but caring voice. How long have you known Diego Santos? Alex's voice was almost gone. 25 years. We've been friends since we were kids, and we've always been close. During this long friendship, can you tell the court what he did to you? Alex took a deep breath, his voice quivering. My friend of 25 years was planning to kill me. The courtroom was abuzz with whispers. Reporters scribbled furiously. Diego was my company's CFO, the man I trusted the most, Alex said. He even encouraged my marriage to Victoria, calling her the perfect wife. When did you find out about these plans? Alex looked at Isabella. Isabella Morales gave me a heads up, but I didn't believe her. Why didn't you? Alex's voice cracked. Diego was like a brother to me. 25 years. How could I have believed it? Diego's lawyer jumped up. Objection. The witness is just making guesses. Prosecutor Gonzalez smiled. Not speculation, Your Honor. We have concrete evidence. She hit play on the recorder. The courtroom went quiet. Diego's voice boomed clearly. I got the digitalis. Since there's no history of heart disease, it'll look natural. Then Victoria spoke up. Alex is a fool, he suspects nothing. Diego's laugh echoed. I've been deceiving him for 25 years. This will be the last. Everyone in the courtroom gasped. Alex, on the stand, started crying. I trusted them both. Diego was like my brother, and Victoria. I thought I loved her. Mr. Rivera, how did this betrayal affect you? Alex wiped his eyes. I thought nothing in my life was real. But then there was Isabella. When it was Isabella's turn, her hands were a bit shaky as she got up. Alex smiled encouragingly at her. She wore a simple yet elegant navy suit. Alex had covered all her expenses to continue her legal studies. Miss Morales, the prosecutor said. Why did you warn Alex Rivera that night? Isabella's voice was steady. I did it to save his life. I couldn't stay silent when I saw something unjust. How much did this decision cost you? I lost my job. I was accused of theft in front of all my colleagues. My honor was trampled. Why'd you stick with it? Isabella looked at Alex and said, Because Mr. Rivera is a fair man. I watched him for 2 years. He respects his employees and never belittles anyone. I couldn't let a man like that go down without a fight. The defense attorney jumped right in. Miss Morales, I've heard you and Mr. Rivera have a close relationship. Is that true? Isabella kept her cool and said, Mr. Rivera and I have mutual respect. But didn't he pay for your mom's surgery? Yeah, but I said no. He did it on the down low. Didn't that help you out financially? Isabella looked at him and said in a firm voice, Counselor, my mother's life isn't about making money. It was an act of humanity. Victoria's testimony had the courtroom buzzing. 3 months in prison had taken its toll, but she hadn't changed her mind. Victoria Ashford Rivera, the prosecutor said, her tone cold and professional. Did you really love Alex Rivera? Victoria gave a little smirk. Love is an expensive luxury, prosecutor. I'm a practical person. Did you plan to kill him? Of course not. The prosecutor played the recording. Victoria's voice boomed. Once Alex is dead, I'll get the $480 million. Diego and I will live the perfect life. Victoria let loose. This isn't fair. You're all after Alex's money. The judge gave her a firm, Ms. Rivera, keep your cool. Victoria jumped up. I'm not going to calm down. That woman Isabella stole Alex from me. This is a massive conspiracy. Ms. Rivera, this is your last warning. Sit down. Victoria screamed. Alex is a fool. He's fallen for that cleaning lady's trick. Money is driving him nuts. Security had to restrain her. When Diego took the stand, he went about things differently. He feigned remorse. Alex, my friend. Diego's voice was full of false sorrow. I made a terrible mistake. Alex didn't even look at him, turning his eyes away. 25 years of friendship. I have no idea how I let it slip. I'm really sorry about that. The prosecutor jumped in. Mr. Santos, do you admit to planning the murder? Diego paused for a second. I was under Victoria's bad influence. No one forced you, did they? You got the digitalis heart medication on your own? Diego lowered his head. Yeah, I did. So, what was the plan for splitting up Alex Rivera's money and stuff after he passed away? With Victoria, yes. The prosecutor presented documents. Is this your handwriting? After Alex dies, $320 million will be mine. Diego collapsed, saying, Yes, it's mine. When the jury reached a consensus, Judge Patricia Williams stepped up to deliver the verdict. The courtroom was silent. Diego Santos, you sold 25 years of friendship for money and really took advantage of the trust. For attempted murder, fraud, conspiracy, and threats, you're looking at 20 years in prison. Diego slumped down, hiding his face in his hands. Victoria Ashford Rivera, you pretended to love someone just to get married, and you were the one who came up with the murder plan. For the same charges, plus fraudulent marriage, you're looking at 25 years in prison. Victoria screamed, "This is unfair. I'm innocent." The judge said more. Alex Rivera and Isabella Morales were on the right side of justice, showing a lot of courage and integrity. This court commends them. As the crowd clapped, Alex and Isabella looked at each other. After 3 long months, justice was finally served. A year later, on a Saturday morning bathed in Miami's golden light, a very different wedding was being set up at the Rivera Ocean Resort. This time, instead of the huge ballroom, the hotel's seaside garden was picked. White chairs were lined up under the palm trees, and simple yet elegant flower arrangements were in every corner. Isabella was in her mother's room, putting the finishing touches on her look, and staring at the mirror. She wore a simple but stunning white dress, not flashy, but perfectly her style. Grace Morales was standing behind her daughter, and she was crying with happiness. "Mija," Grace said, putting her hand on Isabella's shoulder, "you're so beautiful. And so strong." Isabella looked at her mom. Grace's face was glowing, and she was all better after her heart surgery. The doctors called her the miracle patient. "Hey Mom, how's it going? Are you tired?" Grace smiled. "Tired? My daughter is getting married today. I'm the happiest mother in the world." Isabella started crying. "Mama, this past year was so hard. But look where we are now, Mija. You're a lawyer. You're marrying a good man like Alex, and I'm healthy." Isabella had finished law school and was now the head lawyer at Rivera Hotels. Alex had always been there for her, and she'd never expected anything in return. Carlos, Isabella's 18-year-old brother, walked into the room. "Isabella, Alex is waiting for you. He looks so excited." Isabella smiled. "I'm excited too, Carlos." "Alex has changed a lot this past year," Carlos said seriously. "He used to only talk about work. Now he's got a constant smile on his face and can't stop talking about you." Grace nodded. "Alex is a good man." He's head over heels for Isabella. Isabella took one last look in the mirror. This wedding was nothing like the one a year ago. Back then, there had been fake love and false friendships. Now everything was real. In the garden, a small group of 50 people had gathered. Isabella's family, Alex's real friends, and the hotel staff. There are no socialite friends of Victoria's, and Diego isn't putting on a fake smile. Just the people who really loved them. Alex stood at the altar. He'd also changed a lot over the past year. He looked peaceful, and his eyes showed joy. Father Miguel, Isabella's family friend, was getting ready to lead the ceremony. When Isabella walked into the garden, Alex's eyes lit up. This time it wasn't about appearances. It was real love. As Isabella walked slowly down the aisle, the guests stood up. Alex met her and took her hand. "You look amazing," he whispered. Isabella smiled. "And you look very handsome, Mr. Rivera." "Ready, Miss Morales?" "More ready than you." Father Miguel started. "Dear friends, today we're not just witnessing a wedding. We're celebrating true love, loyalty, and courage." He turned to Alex and Isabella. "This couple has been through a lot over the past year. But those trials only brought them closer together." Among the guests were Maria, Isabella's former co-worker, Mike Johnson, the head of security, and Dr. Rodriguez, the surgeon who had saved Grace's life. They were all true friends. "Alexander Rivera," Father Miguel asked, "do you take Isabella Morales as your wife?" Alex looked into Isabella's eyes. "I do. Her courage saved me, her love changed me." "And you, Isabella Morales, do you take Alexander Rivera as your husband?" Isabella smiled. "I do. He taught me what true friendship is and what it means to trust." They exchanged rings. This time, Alex's hand wasn't shaking, and Isabella wasn't nervous. Everything felt natural and real. "You're now husband and wife." Everyone clapped when Alex and Isabella kissed. It was a real kiss, not one of those fake ones, and it showed that they really liked each other. At the reception, Alex took the microphone. "My dear friends, we're here today not only to get married, but also to thank you." He turned to Isabella. "Isabella, you were a game changer in my life. You really saved me with your courage. With your honesty, you won my heart." Isabella's eyes welled up with tears. "A year ago, I almost lost my life because I trusted the wrong people. But you risked everything to warn me." Alex raised his voice. "Isabella taught me what true friendship is. That real sacrifice isn't about money, it's about doing the right thing." The guests clapped. "Now, I'd like my wife Isabella to speak." Isabella grabbed the microphone, her hand shaking a bit. "Alex, you taught me to trust again. You showed me that people can change." She turned to Alex. "A year ago I was so angry at you. You didn't believe me, and you didn't protect me. But then I realized, you had been deceived too. A friendship of 25 years had fooled you." Isabella raised her voice. "We'll build a future of justice and love together. True love is all about accepting each other and protecting one another." Grace shouted from the corner. "Viva los novios! Congratulations to the newlyweds!" Everyone laughed and applauded. Later that evening, after the guests had left, Alex and Isabella walked alone along Miami's beach. Hand in hand, feet in the sand, stars above their heads. "Isabella," Alex said, turning to her, "this is the happiest day of my life." "Mine too, Alex. A year ago, Diego and Victoria were trying to kill me. Now I'm the happiest man in the world." Isabella smiled. "Alex, you've always been a good person. You just trusted the wrong people. And you? You dealt with bad bosses and unfair treatment, but you kept your head up. Because I had my family. And now I have you too." Alex embraced her. "Isabella Rivera. That sounds so beautiful. Being Mrs. Rivera. That sounds lovely." From a distance, Grace's voice called out, "Isabella! Hey Alex! You forgot to cut the cake." They ran back laughing. Grace, Carlos, and the rest of the family were waiting in the hotel garden. "Mama, you should rest," Isabella said, sounding worried. "Rest? At my daughter's wedding? Never." Carlos brought the cake. "Isabella, make a wish." Isabella closed her eyes and wished. Alex asked, curiously, "What did you wish for?" Isabella smiled. "For this happiness to last forever." Alex touched her hand. "That wish is for sure coming true." As the cake was cut, Grace leaned over to Alex and said, "Alex, my boy, you've made my daughter so happy." "Ma'am, she made me happy. I'm grateful to her." "You're a good man. You love Isabella deeply." Alex looked at Isabella, who was joking with Carlos, and said, "Yeah, I love her a lot. I'm lucky to have met someone so brave and honest." Grace smiled. "Isabella is lucky too. You two were meant for each other." Alex and Isabella were in the hotel's Ocean View suite late at night, after everyone else had gone home. "Alex," Isabella said, looking out the window at Miami's lights, "who would have thought we'd be here a year ago?" Alex joined her. "Isabella, you saved my life. But more importantly, you gave me a life worth living." Isabella turned to him. "And you taught me to trust. I'm not afraid anymore." "Not afraid of what?" "The future. I know everything will be great with you." Alex held her. "Isabella Rivera, I love you so much." "And I love you, Alex Rivera." As they looked out at Miami's shoreline from their balcony, they remembered the struggles of the past year, Diego's betrayal, Victoria's lies, the trial. But now they were done with all that. "Alex, tomorrow we go back to work. Are you ready to work together?" Alex smiled. "My wife and business partner. I couldn't be happier." Isabella rested her head on his shoulder. "This is just the start, Alex. We're going to do great things together." Alex closed his eyes, relishing the moment. True love, true friendship, true family. Money can't buy that. And under Miami's lights, as Alex and Isabella spent the first night of their new life together, they both knew they were finally safe.